everyone, today we're talking about downward transitions. I think that downward transitions are even harder than upward transitions because even though you're like downshifting from the canter to the trot or the trot to the walk, you want to think about keeping your horse forward, keeping your horse uphill balanced. And so it's hard to figure out that. A lot of horses in the downward transitions, they want to collapse, go on the forehand, get strung out. A lot of us riders tend to lean forward and pull. So I'm going to give you guys some techniques today to help you with that. And yeah, we did a workshop last month in my monthly workshops on transitions, and this came up. So let's get started here. Be sure to like my video and subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out. We need to get more subscribers so that more people watch these videos. All right, so we're going to start first with a canter trot transition, and I'm going to show you a couple techniques that I use to help keep my horse connected and through in the canter trot. So the first thing is that before I think about going to the trot, I really want to make sure I have a good canter. So I want to make sure my horse is round. I want to make sure that my horse is in front of my leg, going forward. And then before I make the transition to the trot, I actually add a little bit of inside leg and sit a little bit more back on my pocket. So I think about kind of sitting back on my bum, my shoulders a little bit back. I use my inside leg to move my horse into the outside rein. And then when I want the transition, I just shift my hips from canter to trot. Exhale, and there's our trot transition. Good boy. Good boy. So let me show you that again. So it's really important adding your inside leg and moving your horse to the outside rein. So let me kind of exaggerate it a little bit, but if you have a horse that tends to fall on the forehand or collapse, pushing your horse a little sideways, like so, like swinging their butt a little out in the downward transition, is going to help to engage the inside hind leg and keep their pull up the highest point. Let me show you that to the right as well. So again, all transitions are really about preparation. So the more prepared that you are in your position and that your horse is, the better the transition is going to be. The quality of the transition is directly related to the quality of the gait that you have before you do the transition. So before I do a canter trot, I'm thinking, how's my position? Am I sitting back? How's my horse's canter? Is he off of my right leg enough? Is he into the left rein? And now I'm thinking, okay, a little more shoulder-fore, close my inside leg and trot. That transition was not our best. He got a little tense. He got a little on the forehand when I tried to put him in the shoulder in. So I might need to work on that here and just say, hey, can you go in a little shoulder in? No. This is hard for him because he's weaker on his right hind leg, and so he likes to keep his hind leg into the right. That time I didn't want to transition. I was just trying to work on this idea of shoulder-fore. There. And then when I'm ready to do my canter trot, first thing is I sit back, inside leg on, move my horse to the outside rein. Good boy. Good boy. So let me try and demonstrate a bad canter trot transition. If you don't support your horse, so like if your horse is kind of like strung out, and if all of a sudden you just like lean forward and pull on them, so like if your horse is just kind of strung out, not to put together, and all of a sudden you just lean forward and pull on them, you have a bad downward transition like that. So let me try and demonstrate another bad downward transition. A lot of riders, like they're cantering along, they kind of have a strung out trot canter, they're ready to trot, and they just like lean forward and pull. And you can see how he landed in a trot that's really out of balance. So that's why I said it's really important that you sit back, your bum stays in the saddle, your hands stay down, you get your horse round enough and have them off the inside leg and into the outside rein. Good boy. So it's the same thing in a trot walk. What I like to do for a trot walk transition is push my horse a little sideways off my inside leg. Good boy. So you actually, in a downward transition, you need to keep your legs a little bit on so that your horse stays going forward and downward. So let me show you again. The way that I start with these downward transitions is always on a circle where I can close a little my inside leg. Hey, stay stepping forward, good boy. And help my horse to stay stepping forward in the downward transition. So forward, 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 good boy, good boy. So let me show you now an example. If I don't keep my leg on and kind of place my horse's inside leg where it should be, if all I do is just pull, then that's what I get. You see his head came up, he stopped because I didn't really direct him to stay stepping forward and through in the downward transition. So it's really important in these downward transitions to think about connection, think about getting your horse off of the inside leg and into the outside rein and really round and through in the top line, and then keeping your horse in that little bit shoulder-fore as you land into a nice forward walk. Good boy, good boy, good boy. So I hope this helps you with your downward transitions. Like I said, it's really important that you maintain the correct position. It's really important that you keep a little bit of your leg on to help direct your horse's hind leg and keep the connection and keep the energy flowing. So I hope this video helps you with your downward transitions. Let me know in the comments if you found this helpful or what you try to think about to help your horse in the downward transitions. The end.